third hour of the Elias Macko Show. Last hour of the week. My God, the whole week is just flown by. Thanks for tuning in all week long. We still have one more great hour that lies ahead. In just about 10 minutes' time, in the first hour of the show, we talked about love and meeting the love of your life. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, of course. And we're going to bring that topic back at 11:20. So I know some people couldn't get on air in that first hour. We'll squeeze you in coming up in a bit. But, on this show, we talk a lot about love. We also talk about something else that's important, money. So let's talk about money now and how you can use your RRSP and your TFSA to make yourself a fortune, building long-term savings and benefiting from tax-sheltered growth. We head over to Richard Lapointe, Senior Portfolio Manager at CIBC Wood Gundy, for the secrets, maybe not to love, but at least unlocking the potential of the RRSP and the TFSA. How you doing, Richard?
Not for love. That would not be my forte. As much as I love my wife, I'm not sure I know any secrets.
So let's talk about something you do know about, Richard. People, they want to build themselves a nest egg, wealth, fortune, whatever you want to call it. We have a few mechanisms in this country to really maximize it here. What are the best practices that someone can do with their RSP, their TFSA, to maximize it all?
So a bit of a loaded question there because it depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So extremely wealthy people would start by maximizing their TFSA because the impact of an RSP contribution is limited to them, right? They do get the savings that everybody else does, but at the same time, that money represents little to them. And when the money comes out, don't forget an RSP is a deferring mechanism, right? The money you go in with, when you take it out, you pay tax. Now, the really wealthy people literally pay as much when they take it out, if not more, than what they put in. So, again, it's a deferring mechanism, whereas the TFSA, money can go in and money can come out without any tax implication. That means a lot to the very wealthy. Now, the average Canadian is much better off starting off with his RSP contribution, doing his first-time home savings contribution if he can. That's a second type of RSP for the first-time home buyer. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards to do this TFSA. Kind of the reverse.
Gotcha. Because later in life, when you want to rely on that RRSP, you don't have other funds, and you won't get dinged at a higher tax rate on the stuff coming out of the RRSP.
Correct. So for the average individual, his tax rate falls when he retires. Mm-hmm. Right? So, again, I say average. Let's be clear. I'm not trying to demote anyone personally. What I'm just saying is that most Canadians don't have enormous wealth, and when they retire and they start pulling money from their RIF or their locked-in life income funds, if you will, when they start pulling money from that, their taxation rate is very small.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha. Now, as we're heading up upon the RRSP deadline, right, where you can still contribute to this year but apply it to last year's taxes, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
So let's talk about using that mechanism, like contributing to RRSP in order to get a refund, because I know that's what a lot of people do. They contribute to the RSP because it'll reduce their tax burden. They'll get a big check. How can you maximize that check you end up getting?
Well, so look, again, a lot of people, the biggest problem with RSP contributions is most people don't maximize because they don't have the funds in their bank account. Like the maximum contribution you can make to is over $31,000. So most people don't have that just lying around. So in this case, you can go and borrow whatever you're missing, make that contribution, and in a couple of months, because don't forget now, any contribution you make for the month of February counts for 2025. You literally get a check back in April, right?
Gotcha. And so and because you're technically borrowing money, but it's so short term,
that's correct.
The cost is small once you get your check back.
That's correct. And
Gotcha.
So most people don't maximize. They don't know to go out and borrow to maximize. So they lose out on precious contribution room, which would save them or return them funds right away.
Gotcha. Now, I have a text message here with an interesting question, Richard. Love your take on this. This person is asking, like, if they end up, they put a lot of money in their RSP, and then they end up, before retirement, let's say they have a couple of years where they're not bringing in any income. Can you pull the money out of the RRSP?
Sure.
And is that a good thing to do?
It's not a GIC. It can be money taken out of an RRSP at any time. So, for instance, when I put money in...
Hey, Richard, the phone line just breaking up there, so just rejig yourself and start that answer again.
I'm sorry.
That's
so,
okay.
Again, I hope you guys can hear me better right now.
Do hear you.
So, an RRSP is not a GIC. It's not blocked. You can put money in and you can take money out, right? At any age. So a 25-year-old could literally put money in and when he's 26, take it out. The thing here is, if you're not making any income, so for instance, you put that RRSP contribution in when you're making income, you take it out when you're not. So this listener who sent you a text, that's a very viable way of doing things. If you're not making any income when you're 68 or 69, by all means, go into your RRSP right away. You should pull up as much as 30 or 35,000 because I think that's where the threshold is, where there's almost no tax. Right? So that's what they should do. Absolutely.
Let me ask you about splitting income with your spouse.
Yeah.
What are the advantages there? How can you maximize it if there are advantages?
So if I'm let's just use a round number. I'm a $100,000 a year income earner. Okay, my spouse makes nothing. I make $100,000. So my spouse is not allowed to make an RRSP contribution. I'm allowed to make an RRSP contribution of $18,000. Now I can put $18,000 in my RRSP and keep doing that every year. So what will happen when I retire? My RRSP will be huge. My wife's RRSP will be nothing. Now, if I take $9,000 of my $18,000 every year and make a spousal contribution, her RRSP and my RRSP will be the same size. So when money is pulled from these accounts, it's at less tax. Now, there is a mechanism that allows for splitting, but the true way to split it in the taxation, again, that would be a tax expert to speak to you about. But the true way to split it is to build two RRSPs that are exactly similar in size. So when you pull, the taxation rate is less because it's not one sum of money coming out of one account. It's two half sums coming out of two accounts.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Let me ask you about transferring money, moving money from your TFSA to an RRSP. Can you do it? Does it make sense to do it?
Yes. So remember that TFSA means tax-free savings account, right? It's a savings account. Now, most people take money from their bank savings account to make an RRSP contribution. One can take it from their tax-free savings account as well. Money can move in and out of a TFSA à la liberté. The only thing is, when you take money out, you can't put it back in until the year after. So, if I have $10,000 in my TFSA, and I'm allowed a $10,000 RRSP contribution, and I really need to do it because I need that refund back, I can easily pull the money out of my TFSA and deposit it right to my RRSP. When I get my refund check back, I can put it back in the TFSA in the January follow. You can do that.
Gotcha. And what are some other things that we may be forgetting about? Those who are working and may have all these other mechanisms there in order to build their wealth that you find a lot of people either don't know about or they forget to take advantage of.
Well, so the big one is the employee contribution, right? When you start working at any company, they always offer you the pension or they offer you specific plans. These are benefits they'll offer you where they'll say, listen, you put in $1 into your RRSP, we'll put in 50 cents. Or buy this stock, we'll for every $1 you buy of our shares, and I think Bell Media has this, we'll give you 50 cents to buy some more shares.
Yeah.
Okay? And this gift that they give can be used as an RRSP contribution. This gift could be used as a pension contribution. These things that they're giving you, this employee stock plan, can be used to enhance contributions into RRSPs. Right? And should be.
And Richard, it's funny. I had a conversation with someone here at the station who works, a colleague here at Bell, They've been working for Bell for 6 years. They don't take advantage of the stock plan. And I was like, whoa, you're leaving the money on the table here, right?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. That's a terrible mistake to do.
Okay.
If there's one place to do it, that's where you should.
Richard, listen, I wish you love this weekend for Valentine's Day. And
thank you, my friend.
Thanks for talking to our listeners this morning.
Great pleasure.
Richard Lapointe right there, Senior Portfolio Manager at CIBC Wood Gundy.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years.
And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.